A low brick wall stands alone in a rice field in central Thailand. Behind it, there is nothing. No streets, no palace, no court. 4 centuries ago, this was one of the largest cities on Earth. Across Southeast Asia, the region south of China and east of India, 5 royal capitals were abandoned, and none of them ever became a capital again.
Number 5. Hoa Lu in the limestone country of Ninh Binh in northern Vietnam. In the year 968, Vietnam broke away from 1,000 years of Chinese rule and became its own state, called Dai Co Viet. Its first capital was built here, in a narrow valley ringed by cliffs. The mountains were the walls, the rivers were the moat. It worked. That was the problem. A fortress is a good place to survive from and a poor place to rule from. 42 years later, the court walked out and moved to the open delta, to a city they named Thong Long, the place we now call Hanoi. Hoa Lu was left behind. The cliffs are still there. The city is not. Number 4. Trowulan in East Java, Indonesia. In the 14th century, the greatest power in the islands was a kingdom called Majapahit. Its fleets and its tribute network reached across the archipelago, and for a long time, nobody could say with any certainty where its capital had stood. The main clue was a poem. A court poet writing in 1365 described the royal compound in careful detail. The gates, the walls, the brick towers, the Great Square. Archaeologists matched that description to Trowulan and found canals, reservoirs, and kilometers of brick foundations under the soil. The site is now widely accepted as the lost capital. Most of it has never been excavated. It lies under villages, under fields, and under the brick-making pits that dig into the ruins to make new bricks. Number 3. Inwa in central Myanmar, near the city of Mandalay. Europeans knew it by another name, Ava. For most of the years between 1365 and 1842, this was the seat of Burmese kings. The name carried so much weight that foreign traders used it for the whole country. They did not write of Burma, they wrote of the Kingdom of Ava. Then, in 1839, the earth moved. A powerful earthquake tore through the valley. The palace was built of teak and brick, and it came apart. The court did not rebuild. It packed up and moved to Amarapura, a short distance away. What remains is a leaning watchtower, a monastery wall, and farmland where a royal city used to be. Number 2. Vijaya, also called Chaban, in Binh Dinh province in central Vietnam. This was never a Vietnamese city. It belonged to Champa, a seafaring kingdom whose people spoke an Austronesian language related to Malay, not to Vietnamese. For centuries, Champa held the central coast and traded across the South China Sea. In 1471, a Vietnamese army came south and took Vijaya. The city fell and Champa lost its heart. What is easy to miss is what happened afterward. Champa did not end that year. It survived in the south, smaller each generation, for another 360 years. But it never held a capital of that scale again. It shrank until there was nothing left to shrink. Brick towers still stand on the hills there. Number 1. Ayutthaya in central Thailand. For 417 years, it was the capital of Siam, the kingdom that became modern Thailand. It sat on an island where 3 rivers meet. Persian, Japanese, Dutch, and French merchants lived in its quarters. Visitors compared it to Paris and to London. In 1767, after a long siege, a Burmese army took the city and burned it. Siam recovered. Within a year, it had a new king and a new capital downriver.
And that capital eventually became Bangkok. Ayutthaya did not recover. The court never came back. The ruins were left standing where they fell. Rows of stone Buddha figures still sit there, blackened by fire, most of them without heads.
5 cities, and not one of them was destroyed by being forgotten. They were left. A court decided that the mountains were too narrow, or that the ground was too broken, or that the walls could no longer be defended, and it moved. The kingdom continued. The capital did not. Ruins like these are usually described as lost. Most of them were simply not worth returning to. Subscribe if you want more of these.